guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought that we would do something fun. We're going to be going over all of my Natasha Denona palettes, and I'm going to be doing somewhat of a ranking. If you're interested in seeing what's in my Natasha Denona eyeshadow collection and how they rank, then just keep watching. Okay guys, so welcome back to my channel. Like I said, we're going to be going over my entire Natasha Denona eyeshadow collection, and then I'll be doing somewhat of a ranking. I don't have all of the palettes, but I have a pretty good amount, and so I wanted to go over them with you, talk about the color stories, what I like, what I don't like about them, and then give you some ideas about what color story you might want to get next. I'm going to be doing it in order that makes sense to me. So the categories that I have are like the minis plus these larger 5 pans here. I also then will talk about my MIDI size palettes, these right here, the $65 palettes. And then we'll wrap it up with the larger palettes. I don't have the large $250, $220 palettes, but I have the $129 palettes, so we'll end it with those there. I hope that makes sense to you, but it had to make sense in my mind so that I could talk about them. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we do, make sure and like if you like what you see. Consider subscribing. We talk about all things makeup. Eyeshadow and foundation are really something that I love to talk about, but like other things like skincare, or we do makeup and chill live streams that we're going to start again soon, things like that. So if you're into makeup, if you like a good community that uplifts each other, go ahead and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're going to start with the mini palettes. I did include these bigger 5-pan palettes here, which are a lot bigger than the mini, but I wanted to talk about them and rank them. So I have 6 of those here, and I'll take them from my favorite to least favorite, and we can talk about the color story a little bit. Okay, so my very favorite in this size is going to be this one here. This is called Ayana. I do believe this was like a BoxyCharm exclusive because I've never seen it like at Sephora or her website at all. But it really reminds me of like a smaller, brief version of the Natasha Denona Glam. You got your cool tones here. These shimmers are really, really nice. I mean, Natasha Denona, duh. Sometimes with these smaller palettes, you sacrifice quality just a little bit, but when it comes to this one, I really, really like it. I like the color story. I like the cool tone browns here. I really didn't mess with cool tones too much until Natasha Denona Glam came out in 2020, so I'm really, really enjoying this. This was a gift from my sister, and I really, really like it. It actually ranks the highest in all of my mini palettes. The next one that I love, 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 and the one that I purchased the very first time when I started trying out Natasha Denona is the mini gold palette. I mean, what's not to love? Look at this. I love, love, love these shimmers. This one here, this darker one, and it's kind of cracking on me, but this one here, so, so pretty. Look at those, you guys. Amazing. This was when I had just started watching YouTube, and Michelle Wong was one of the first ones that I started watching, and she recommended this, and because it was green, I immediately went and got it, and it's just, I love it. I've gotten really good use out of it. I mean, this one I've gone in on that one, so I really, really like these. These normally retail for $25, the mini ones. And then like this first one, the Ayana that I showed you guys, which is a lot bigger, retails usually for $49 if I'm not mistaken. $39 or $49, so they're kind of up there compared to what we're going to see in the next category. But yeah, just FYI, $25. If you've never tried Natasha Denona, this is a great way to get introduced to Natasha Denona and start figuring out which color stories you like. The next one is every berry lover's dream. The next one in my ranking is the mini Zendo. This is so pretty, you guys. Oh my God. Like this dark one here and then this peachy berry one here. Ooh, so, so nice. Look at that. So, so good. I loved, loved, loved this one when it released in 2020. And then we're going to talk about like the bigger palette that released after this one, because lately Natasha Denona has been releasing some bigger palettes based or spun off of the mini ones that sometimes don't make a lot of sense. but we'll talk about that. But this one is number 3 in my ranking on the mini size palettes. Mini Zendo is so, so nice. I'll link, if I have videos to these palettes, I'll link them down below, but this one's a good one. The next one was also a BoxyCharm exclusive. This one is called Peak. And when I saw this, I do believe, did I don't know if I signed back up for BoxyCharm or if I just bought it with my sister's membership. But this is so good. It came out 2020, like around, fall time. So, of course, these tones just totally made sense, you guys. But look, this is one swipe of each color. Look at that. That is absolutely yummy. So beautiful. And they blend beautifully just like Natasha Denona colors would. I mean, so, so good. I have seen it rotate like on Mercari, and sometimes, a couple times I saw them on the BoxyCharm pop-up shops, but this is one that didn't come to like Sephora or anything like that, but it's so good. It's so creamy. These mattes are so delicious. Love it, love it, love it. The next one in my mini collection, and one that I'm just like, it's okay. I literally bought it for one shade, is this one. It's the Mini Star palette. It's pretty. I just felt like the brown wasn't deep enough. Yeah, I felt like it, wasn't deep enough. It looks good there on the finger swatch, but if you see it on the back of my hand, I kind of went back and forth. It's not deep enough in my opinion. Honestly, the shade that I bought it for, of course, is going to be this one here. And it's nice. I don't know. Compared to the other multi-chromes that I have out there in my collection, it's okay. I'll swatch it for you. The overall color story was, meh. But, yeah. So I bought it. I lusted after it for so long. And I can tell you that I've probably used it once since I bought it. So, I don't know. It's okay. Mini Star. It's all right. The last one in my minis collection is going to be the Natasha Denona Retro Mini Retro. This is really pretty. Don't get me wrong. It's super, super pretty, but it just didn't show on my skin tone. They're so light, the shades in here. And so that's why it just wasn't something that I would like gravitate towards. This was like the very first purchase that I remember a YouTuber influencing me to buy just because it looked good on them. Never in my mind realizing that we were completely different skin tones. She was a lot more fair complexion than I was. And even on her, it was a little light. So I was like, I need to start choosing more wisely. I mean, it's okay, but it's just too light for me, and that's why it ranks last. Okay, let's go ahead into the next category, which is my favorite category. I love this price point for Natasha Denona, and I'm talking about the MIDI size, M-I-D-I, MIDI size. These are the mid-size palettes that she has. These retail for $65. I feel like the pricing is perfect, spot on. I feel like the number of shades is gonna be perfect, and they're amazing quality. So you already saw the first one in my ranking. We're going to start from my favorite to least favorite. So the very first one, you already know, the Retro palette. Oh my God, you guys, this color story is everything that I want and more. It's berries, it's purples, it's cool tone browns, it's the shimmers, it's everything. And filming that video, oh my God, I just fell in love. It was like the right amount of sultry, the right amount of berry and girly and pinky. Like in my video, I think I said it was such a romantic color story, and I just love it so, so much. I definitely use this quite a bit for everyday neutrals, or when I want to smoke it out with something berry for nighttime. I think it's so, so pretty. And yeah, instantly, like the moment I used it in my video for the review was when I knew immediately this was going to be my favorite, because it is just exactly what I'm looking for in a color story, which is crazy because I like colors, and especially greens and blues are like my eyeshadow colors that I gravitate towards. But this is just such a perfect blend of shades and shimmers, so intuitive. You can totally come up with so many different looks. And yeah, I love, love, love this palette. This is my favorite midi size palette. The next one is the Natasha Denona Glam. I mean, again, when I tried cool tones, I instantly fell in love. I just felt like they didn't go with my skin color or skin tone. But that's such a misconception. There are no rules in makeup, and this is definitely something that proves that. I love it. You guys can see how beaten up it is because I use it so much. This actually became a favorite top 5 palettes of 2020. That's how much I loved this palette. I still love it. I still gravitate towards it. When I'm traveling, I'm gonna go with something like this. I feel like cool tone browns are so professional and so chic and sophisticated. And this is my number 2 palette for the MIDI size. Number 3 is a palette that I wanted so badly. I actually took a poll like when I did my retro palette review. And I said, guys, this one's so berry, so nice. Do I still need the Love palette? Duh. And everybody was like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. I missed it a couple times when they had it like half off. And I would get so bummed. And I don't even know why I wouldn't pull the trigger. But it's like I was waiting for it to be half off. And then one of you guys, thank you so much. One of my subscribers was like, Yadi, go now. Go, go, go. It's on sale. And I was able to pick it up when Sephora had it half off, which is like crazy. Why would Natasha agree to having this half off? It is the most beautiful palette. I love all the colors here, but like purples I feel like look really good on like a medium skin tone is what I mean by that. But like look at these colors, you guys. This dark one here, Commitment. Oh my gosh. That's a look right there. That's a look right there. This is going to be in your crease, inner corner, and outer corner. My gosh, so pretty. I waited so long for her and I love her so much. I think she's gorgeous. And yeah, I'm glad that I listened to you guys because it was so different than the retro and I'm happy to have it. During that time, they had the Sunset palette on sale too, and I never picked it up. So let me know if I should get that one because that one looks really pretty too. The next one is going to be the Bronze palette. Now this was like after the mini gold palette, this was the bigger size palette that I picked up and the bigger introduction to Natasha Denona. I picked it up when it released, and yeah, this one too has been very well used, just like my Glam. This one here, I've almost hit pan on because it's my perfect shade for inner corner or just like to put in like the lid. It's so pretty. I have found somewhat of a dupe with other brands, but it's just so good. And I love it, like a pink shimmer with gold all woven into it. It is just the perfect shimmer in my opinion. I think it's perfect for this overall, gotta press it back in, for this overall color story. But this was my first bigger investment into Natasha Denona, and I do love it. Because I don't gravitate towards color too much, and I like to add pops of color with every eye look. I don't just stick to brown. Like today I have brown with like blue in there. It's not like my absolute favorite, but it's still such a beautiful rich color story. And then in the MIDI size, this is gonna rank last, but at the same time, I love this one more than a lot of people did. This one is gonna be the Zendo palette, okay? The MIDI Zendo. I really liked it. I have my review up on this palette, and I actually also have like a 3-day, 3 looks type of thing on my Instagram with it because there's so many different ways you can go with it. I really liked it. It wasn't as well received by the general public, but I have my opinion on things. This is where things get a little weird because, we first saw the mini Zendo released, right? This is beautiful. We got some great colors in there. And then she releases the Zendo. Like, how does that make sense? Like, how is this a spinoff of this? I just don't get it. And this happened with the retro as well. Like, I don't get it. Like, the color story doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is. I still really like it. I still think that the quality is great. People had some criticism on the shimmers in this palette. They were a little lackluster. I actually liked them because they were more subtle. They were softer. They were shimmers that had a little bit of color that I could wear to work without like glowing to the gods, And so in my opinion, although they weren't as shimmery or as out there as other shimmers were, I still thought that they were good. They were buildable shimmers in my opinion. But at the same time, it's still ranked last in my MIDI section. So yeah. All right, now we're gonna go into the larger palettes here. These palettes are gonna retail for $129. Some of them have 18 shades, some of them have a lot more than that, but I'll just share the details as I go along. The first one, the favorite of this section particularly is gonna be the Trio Chrome palette. I mean, even the packaging, you guys, come on. Come on! I love it. Okay, so this is gonna be the Trio Chrome here. This palette, in my opinion, was a spinoff of these liquid multi-chrome shadows that she released, these cream shadows. We got these first, I think we got like 4 of them, and then she released the Trio Chrome palette. So it's got 15 shades here, and the middle row is gonna be your multi-chromes. We have a peachy or orange row, we have a purple row and a green row. To this day, there you go. To this day, this is the most popular video on my channel. What I did was I wanted to find out a couple different things. Like, this is a very pastel looking palette, and I was like, those typically on people that are brown or deeper are gonna look very ashy on our skin tone, and pastels don't really work for us. But I said, I want to try the pastels. The multi-chromes are the multi-chromes. I was still being introduced to the world of multi-chromes at the time. But one of the things that I was most impressed with, even though I went for the multi-chromes, was the fact that these, although they are pastel-y type of colors, they did not come off ashy. They had a huge punch of color, and they're just so beautiful. I mean, to this day, I've seen so many people with medium to deep skin tones that absolutely love this palette, and with good reason. I just think it's so perfectly done. Probably one of my most used palettes of 2021, actually. So yeah, or my most used Natasha Denona palettes, let's be honest. I have 200 plus palettes, but yeah, this was one that I absolutely loved. The next one has a lot of green in my opinion, and it's the Natasha Denona Metropolis. I bought this. It was not new at all when I bought it, but I had to have it. It was like, it is fairly neutral, but at the same time, it's the pops of green, the green shimmers. Like, look at how used it is. It's like all beaten up, that I absolutely love. I mean, it has pops of green and blue, which are gonna be my jam. Like, that's what I go towards. I love the oranges in here. I love the shimmers. I love all of it. This one has 28 shades. The pans are a lot smaller than the one that we just saw in the Trio Chrome palette, which, I don't know, I kind of like this pan size more. That's just me because I have a lot of eyeshadows, so I like to see more variety versus the bigger pans, because we're not gonna go through all those pans. I mean, you could, but I'm not. So I like this one better, but this is like one of those that is like absolutely classic. I heard that it was discontinued. Am I wrong? I don't know. But I mean, like, look at this. This is I don't care what kind of eyeshadow colors you like most. Like, you've got a little bit of red, you've got all the browns, you've got blues and greens and golds, and oh my God, you've got, you know, a deeper blue here that kind of looks black. You've got like the champagne-y shimmers. You've got it all on this palette, you guys. And the fact that it was discontinued, I think I'm right about that, is just one of the worst business decisions in my mind. Like, why would you discontinue something like this? This is such a classic. Everybody needs this in their makeup drawer. And yeah, this one is an amazing palette. The next one is going to be another colorful palette, one that I loved so much. I'm talking about the Circo Loco. Look how pretty that is, you guys. I actually used it a lot more than I thought I would. I actually liked the oranges in this palette. I think that some people were like less than impressed. But the one that I just always from the get-go wanted this palette for was for this berry color Joker. Look at how perfect that is. I don't think I have another pink like that in my collection. I have a hot pink from the Surge Blend Bunnies palette, but I don't have a pink like this. It's such a yummy, creamy, like berry, but with cream type of color. I don't know how to explain it, but it's so pretty. And then also Snow Cone and Funtomime. Oh my God, so good, you guys. Look at that. Oh, such a perfect winter wonderland color. I'm actually sad I didn't use it this winter. That was dumb. Anyway, but I love this one. A lot of us said the same thing. We wish that it would have been in the midi size versus the larger pans, because this size retails for $129. So I kind of didn't get it. I don't know why she would do that. Some people say that it's because these colors are a little bit more costly to make, and therefore it's more cost efficient to make the larger pans versus the smaller pans. I don't understand that world. I don't know how it goes, but that's what they said. So yeah, this one is so, so good. For people that love color, I think you would be so, so happy with this palette. And the last palette that we have in this size, and one of my least used actually, is going to be the Natasha Denona Gold palette. Now this is the spin-off, or this is the one that goes with the mini gold palette here. And I've used it. I mean, you can see how I've kind of gone in on the shimmers, and I've used the browns and stuff like that. I have definitely used it. I don't use it that much. I don't really like gravitate towards the browns or like, you know, the more muted shades here. Sure, we've got a pop of green up there, but other than that, it's pretty much a neutral palette, aside from like, you know, having some of these shimmers. This shimmer here is really, really nice because it's like a brown gold shimmer with a little shift right there. It just looks gold, but it's got a little shift, so I do like that one. But other than that, it's just kind of basic to me, and although the quality is amazing, it's just not something that I gravitate towards. So maybe I'll put this in like a palette rotation so that I can really dig in and like start using the shades. But yeah, this is my least used, my least favorite palette. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up by, you know, combining all of these palettes and giving you my favorite and my least favorite. I think you guys already know, but my favorite is going to be the Natasha Denona MIDI Retro palette. This is just so, so beautiful. I could not have thought of a better color story myself. Like, this was just such a hit. I know that a lot of people feel that way. I hear that a lot, but it's my favorite Natasha Denona palette. And then we just talked about it. My least favorite is going to be the gold palette. And I know some people are going to be like wanting to like strangle me through the camera. Like, are you freaking kidding me? This is such a beautiful palette. And it is, but it's a neutral palette. And, you know, it's kind of unforgettable. Like, you don't use it and then think, wow, you know. But maybe it's just because I have to dig into it a little bit more. But yeah. So there you go, guys. There's my Natasha Denona collection. There will be absolutely no declutter in this video. Most favorite to least favorite, doesn't matter. I'm not getting rid of my Natasha Denona palettes. They're just that good. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know which palettes you think I should get that you didn't see in this video. I think that's what I wanted. I forgot to ask for that at the beginning of the video. Make sure and tell me which Natasha Denona palettes are your favorite and that you think I absolutely must add to my collection, because I am looking for another one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. I will see you guys next time. Bye!